All right, guys, and welcome to this live stream. And sorry about delay. Again, my live streams are always kind of delayed for other reason, but we are on the track now. So I will answer questions that I have been getting for last 2 weeks first, and afterwards I will take up questions in chat box, right, like I always do. And at the end of the live stream, I also will give away 2 bonuses that you can implement regarding your scalp conditions and regarding how to detox your system regarding inflammation. Right, so those are bonuses that is a part of my regrowing program, but you can get them on the live stream if you are attending live. All right, guys, I will start with the questions first that I've been getting under the videos, and afterwards we take up the ones that you may have in the chat box. So first question is about what I do think about Palmetto and does it work? All right, and basically the thing with natural DHT blockers is that they do work, right? But they are not as effective as pharmaceutical ways to do it. And for this event, I did found like pictures that explains a bit more. It's like a chart that shows what you expect from different DHT blockers regarding DHT blocking. And I can share my screen now regarding it, so you can see it. And here is a Palmetto, right? And 1 pill of Palmetto is around 300, 400 mg, and it blocks around 30+%, right? So basically what happens is natural DHT blockers usually block between 30 to 40%. There are some that are more potent than others, but Palmetto is most common one, right? It's most often used. But you can see that, for example, Finasteride blocks a lot more, right? That's kind of big difference. So, for example, Finasteride, the amount I'm taking, it blocks around 70% of DHT. I take it at 0.5. And you can even see that the 0.2 mg also blocks DHT quite effectively, almost 70% as well, right? And even 0.05 mg blocks 50% of DHT, and that's compared to Palmetto that just blocks 30% of DHT as well. So basically, it shows that Palmetto do work, right? But it doesn't block that much. So if one is very sensitive to DHT, then most likely Palmetto won't be enough to stop progression of hair loss, right? Like in my case, my DHT levels and sensitivity is quite high, so I need to block DHT with pharmaceutical ways. Because first of all, my hair loss was way too aggressive, way too I was doing things too late, right? I did take action way too late. So solving it by just doing natural DHT blockers won't most likely work for me, right? But I have guys in my program who do block DHT naturally, and it still works, right? So it is possible, but it depends on context. It depends on how sensitive one is for DHT and how progressive has been hair loss and for how long it has been going on. All right, next question. So next question is about have you tried the PRP or mesotherapy? No, I haven't. I did consider PRP several years ago, back in 2018. I was wondering to try it, but I never did it. And I also haven't tried mesotherapy. And mesotherapy is basically injection of vitamins in the scalp. So. All right. What are you using right now for your hair? Dermaroller, Finasteride, Minoxidil? Yes, I use all of them. Like Finasteride is something I cannot stop with, right? Because my DHT is quite high, and I'm sensitive to DHT. So I need to block DHT, and I do take Finasteride, and I've been doing it for the last 13 years. Regarding growth stimulation with the Microneedling and Minoxidil, I don't do it that often anymore. Like Microneedling, I do it once a week, and Minoxidil I apply every other day now. So I don't do it that much anymore since January, but I still do those couple times a week. All right. What is your opinion about stress-related hair loss? Is it reversible? Yes, again, if the hair loss is just caused by stress, then it's most likely reversible, right? When you stop having a stressful situation, stressful event, then hair loss will most likely solve it by itself, right? But if it's something else that has been triggered by the stress, let's say your hair loss was first started because of stress, but something else like DHT has been triggered down the road, then it will be different, right? Then you actually need to address the underlying condition and solve it before you actually are able to get some kind of results, right? So it's all about context. Hey Alex, what do you think about oral castor oil? Again, oral castor oil, it can have an unpleasant side effect, so I would not do it. I don't do it myself personally, and I think there are a lot of different supplements that could address the same thing regarding darker hairs than castor oil that I don't find that safe, right? Just check the side effects or possible side effects from castor oil, as they are not pleasant. So I will not drink it. Besides, most likely oils, they often contain a lot of calories as well, right? So I don't think it's the right way to address these issues. Question about the specific brand of the shampoo. Like again, I have been using Revita as deep cleaning shampoo, and I have been using Region 4 DR over the years. So both of them are okay. If you do want to use Revita, then make sure that you get United States version or US version, because European version doesn't have a ketoconazole in it, right? So just to be aware of it. So. Hey Alex, do I use microneedling or derma roller until blood comes out of my head? I'm afraid of doing it wrong. When I do microneedling, I basically don't have any bleeding, right? And I don't think it's a good idea to have bleeding if you're doing microneedling, because it depends on, like, if you just do microneedling for wounding effect, then maybe having a wounding effect is different than what I do, right? Because I apply minoxidil to stimulate hair regrowth. I don't do wounding to stimulate hair regrowth. So it's kind of different methods there. But again, you need to kind of consider which method you actually want to do. And if you have a bleeding after microneedling, then I would definitely not apply minoxidil afterwards. Then you need to wait, and then you most likely need to take breaks or do it less often. So, what are the best dermal for hair regrowth? Blades or needles? Definitely not blades, right? So blades will basically make your skin inflamed, and it also most likely will pull out some hair follicles or hairs, and it's not good way to do microneedling. So always make sure that you actually do have needles, and I have been talking about it on several videos in the past, that if you do microneedling, it has to be needles, right? It cannot be blades, because blades, it feels painful, it doesn't feel good when you're doing it on the scalp, it also pulls out hair, and it most likely causes inflammation on the scalp as well, because I did try it a few times in the past. I was accidentally ordering a blade roller, and it was not pleasant experience. All right, next one. What is the best or correct way to do derma roller in order to get results of hair regrowth? In the past, like I have been talking in the previous videos, that I did it daily, right? And it did work very well for me. So there are videos that I made back in 2017 that shows how I do it. So if you want to check how I actually do it, you can check the videos that I made previously. And they basically show the way I did microneedling myself during my regrowth phase. Hey Alex, I have seen before after results of Finasteride, and did those treatments only get your hair back? Yes, they did work very well. Like I did start with Finasteride first, then I got scalp inflammation, I solved my scalp inflammation, and then I basically applied minoxidil on my scalp to get hair regrowth. Right, and there are several videos that I have made in the past regarding results from just Finasteride and just minoxidil. Basically, combination of them are most potent, right? And if you want to take it next level, adding microneedling can be an option as well. So, hey Alex, do you think you are a hyper responder to treatment? No, I don't think so. The thing is that, or the reason I have been able to get that awesome results that I have been able to get and keep those results for so many years, is that I address my hair loss from all the possible angles, right? I make sure that my diet is perfect. I make sure that I have a detoxification of my system regularly. I make sure that I take care of my micronutrition, right? That I have right supplements like vitamins, minerals in my diet, and all those things count, right? If you want to have perfect results, you need to address this hair loss from every possible angle, and you need to understand what is actually main causes of your hair loss, understand your underlying issues, and know how to solve them. And if you do that, then you can get awesome results, right? If you have something off, then you can still get results, but your results won't be as good as it could be if everything was optimized, everything was perfect. Then results also will be more perfect, right? And you can see, guys, that, for example, last year I had some issues with DHT blocking, and I did start to thin out on my temples again, but I was able to solve those things, and I got back my results again, right? So it's all about optimization, about understanding what is going on and being always ahead of the trend, to making sure that there is nothing that is off or can cause any issues, right? Hey Alex, how do you manage scalp buildups of minoxidil? Do you remove them with shampoo? What do you do? Yes, so the thing is that I brush my scalp, right? And I have shared previously this video how I do it. But basically, what I do is that I brush my scalp and I brush away those flakes, because the flakes, if you keep having flakes on the scalp from minoxidil, what happens is that new minoxidil won't be effective anymore, right? That's a kind of big thing as well for many guys, is that they don't remove the flakes from minoxidil, and then it just keeps building up, and new minoxidil won't be able to absorb into the skin, and it will become less and less effective. So you need to always make sure that you do remove those flakes, and shampoo often is not enough to do that, right? You need to have very harsh shampoo to actually be able to remove the flakes. And if you use a harsh shampoo, that most likely will cause some skin issues, or possibly some other problems like clogged pores. So it's not optimal. So that's why you need to use some kind of brush or something to actually remove those flakes and make sure that they don't build up and cause issues in your scalp. Hey Alex, are you using topical DHT blocker or oral finasteride? I use oral finasteride. Like I have tried topical DHT blocker like finasteride topically, but I find it so much more convenient of just taking oral pill, right? And of course, if one is scared about side effects or have side effects, then topical DHT blocker can be option, but I personally find it more convenient of taking just orally, and it's so much more easy to kind of keep it in the schedule, right? Just wondering, which length of needles are you using for microneedling? I use 1.5, or I was using when I was in my hair years. Hey, can I make topical finasteride just mixing regular water with propacia tablets and apply it on my head? No, I don't think it's a good idea, because I don't think it will kind of absorb into the skin, right? But because you need most likely use some kind of ethanol alcohol to actually make it absorb into the skin. Because if it doesn't absorb, then it basically stays a powder on the scalp and it won't work, right? You need to make sure that it absorbs. That's why they add ethanol or alcohol to minoxidil or topical finasteride, because it makes absorption much better. Let's see, next one. I'm on dutasteride for 5 months. I'm minoxidil 4 months, and results are the same and nothing has changed. Yes, so basically, again, if there is something else that could be a possible problem there, then it will take, like, you need to be sure that your only problem is DHT that is causing your hair loss, right? And that there's nothing more to it. That could be affecting why you're not getting results, right? Like I said, everything has to be optimized to get maximum out of it. Yes, hey Alex, I have been using 1.5 dermaroller daily 1 hour before applying minoxidil, and I don't see any issues with it. Should I continue like it to get regrowth? Yes, again, if your scalp feels fine with it and there is no problems, then I don't see any reason why it should not work. So. Hey Alex, do you apply minoxidil once a day or twice? I have always applied minoxidil just once a day. I never have applied twice a day. And even in my growth phase from 2013 up to now, basically I never have been applying it twice a day. I always have kind of stick to once a day application, and it has worked very well. So I don't see any point of applying twice a day. So, hey Alex, what do you think about the 1.5 mg of finasteride every other day? Again, it's something that can be possibly tried. I personally take it daily. I microdose, but I take it daily. I feel that it does most effect for my shed and most effect for my hair regrowth. But if you feel that 1.25 mg every other day works better for you, then you can just stick to it, right? I would say it's like a kind of optimal thing or personal thing, right? Individually, what works best for you. So, what was your reasons for hair loss? My reason for hair loss started basically because of nutrition deficiencies. Then it was because of diet back in early 2000 when I was 18, 19. Those were biggest problems for me. And then I got DHT problems, and that kind of postponed my hair loss. Then I tried different natural treatments. I did apply different oils. I applied onion juice, and those things basically cause scalp the inflammation. And then I sold those things, and I started with finasteride. Then I got results from finasteride. Then I basically continued with finasteride for 2 years with awesome results. And then I got scalp inflammation because of external factors and because of my diet. And then I sold those things, and then I basically was able to stimulate hair regrowth with minoxidil and microneedling. So. All right, guys, those were the questions that I have been listing up here that I wanted to take up on today's call. Let's see. Other thing I wanted to kind of share with you guys is results from some of the guys in my program, just to show you different context on different different results. 1 second. Just find the right picture. So here is basically one of the guys, and he is blocking DHT naturally. He's not blocking DHT with finasteride or dutasteride. And here are his results, right? And you can see he had a scalp inflammation in the past. He was able to solve it, and you can see how nicely his scalp is improving now, right? Even his temples is getting thicker, and he's applying minoxidil doing microneedling. So this is his results so far. And here's one more. He's taking finasteride and dutasteride, but he also has scalp problems. He solved the scalp problems, and you can see how nicely he is improving his hair as well. And he is also applying minoxidil and doing microneedling. All right. Other thing I wanted to show you guys is basically my scalp conditions in the past. Right. This is my scalp back in the early 2013, and you can see that if one is having this kind of scalp conditions, it is very hard to get any results, right? So if you, let's say, get a hand of microscope and check your scalp conditions, and if you can see that there is this kind of issues, buildups, sebum, oil production, oiliness, clogged pores, flakiness, and even redness, right? Then you know that there is something off, right? And then it's basically very easily explains why you're not getting results you're looking for, right? Because if your scalp looks like this, it is very hard to get anything out of the treatment. So, you can take finasteride, you can apply minoxidil, but they won't work, right? Because scalp problems will cause or make them ineffective. So. And the last one I want to share with you guys is basically my peak results of finasteride. This was my peak results after 2 years of taking it, right? I had still some V-shape on my temples, but the results were good. And here are my peak results of dutasteride. Right? But of course, at that time I also was applying steroids on my scalp and using different medical shampoos. But you can still see that I was able to have decent results from dutasteride. All right, that was all regarding questions that I want to take up, and I will check the chat now and see what you have been adding to me. I also will add bonuses now as well, so that you can implement in your hair strategy. So here is the first bonus that I think will be very useful for you, especially if you do have some kind of problems with, let's see if I can get up shot. All right, so this is the first bonus that I think can be very useful for you guys if you have different problems on the scalp, like dermatitis. And this one here is other bonus that can be useful for you regarding inflammation as well. It's a bit different detox that I posted last time, and definitely try this one as well. So. For you guys who do want to know more about my program or join it, and you should do it because it is awesome program that can make your life so much easier regarding hair regrowth. Here is a link for it as well. All right, so I will check out the chat questions, and yeah, you can just post them in chat as well if you have any questions before we end to this one. So first question, will you ever get a hair transplant? No, I don't think so, because I don't see, like, as long as I'm addressing my underlying conditions behind my hair loss, my hair will stay as they are, right? Like if you check my videos from last year, you can see that I had some issues with my temples because I was not blocking DHT, right? And for me, blocking DHT is important. Same with scalp inflammation, same with dermatitis. And as long as I have a control of those things, my hair won't fall out, right? And if I lose control of it or I do something wrong, then the hair fall out, right? So that's kind of the thing. So. All right. Do you know about efficiency of Redesil? I have heard about it, but again, I haven't seen like solid results from it, right? So I would basically, if there is no side effects from minoxidil, I would just stick to minoxidil, and I think it's a much more potent way to address hair loss. Have you ever taken a break from minoxidil in the last few years? Yes, I have. I have done it. Like I had a longer break for a couple of months, 2019, and nowadays in January 2020, I've been applying it every other day. Right, I don't apply it every day anymore. And as you can see, I have my hair, so it is possible. So, which vitamins do you take? I take the vitamins that I'm deficient in. Right, as I know that I have deficient C in because of my diet, so I take those vitamins. I don't take a bunch of supplements like just to address hair loss, but actually find out what could be a possible deficiency for me, right, from my diet, and I take those vitamins, not all of them, right? Can we use minoxidil long-term? Yes, you can. I have been using minoxidil for several years. I have been using it since 2013, so it do work long-term. But you need to be sure that you address all the underlying conditions to make it as effective as possible. So I'm suffering from DOPA and hair loss and can see scalp all over my head. Is it reversible? My hairline is intact. Yes, it is reversible. Like I did have a DOPA issue myself back in my early 20s, but my DOPA was basically caused by deficiencies and bad diet. So when I solved my diet and when solved my deficiencies, I was able to get basically results again. My DOPA disappeared. Can I use minoxidil for lifelong? Like I have been using it since 2013, so it's 8 years now. So for me, it still works. So most likely, yes, it is possible. So. Hey Alex, can diet cause dry skin on the scalp? I have no sebum for weeks. Yes, diet can affect scalp conditions. So you basically need to be sure that the diet is optimized and also make sure that your scalp externally is optimized as well, right? So there is nothing like because dry skin is it can be either caused by internal factors, or it can be caused by external factors. So you need to find out which one of them are actually causing it. So, can allergy cause scalp inflammation? Yes, it can. Allergy is problematical, and if you have possible dermatitis reaction on the scalp, then it will cause hair loss at the end result, right? So, can we go to the gym while using minoxidil? Again, I would not recommend it. Like I like to apply minoxidil at the evening because I know that I will stay at home, that there won't be any weather changes, there won't be any sweat to my scalp, because those things can affect effectiveness of minoxidil. Remember that you need to have minoxidil on your scalp for several hours to have it most out of it, right? And if you go to the gym or do other things and other activities that can affect your scalp environment, then it most likely will lead to less effective minoxidil applications. Hey Alex, do you take breaks from Finasteride? Yes, I do it, but I don't do it that often. I take a 2 weeks break every 6 months. That's all I do. Plus, I make sure that I always detox my system as well on a regular basis to keep Finasteride effective. So. Hey Alex, is DOPA reversible if thinning is more than 50%? Like it depends on how long it has been going on, right? It depends on for how long you have been having this DOPA issue, right? Is it something that has happened for a short time, or is it has been going on for a very long time? Then it's basically a bit problematical, right? If it's just DOPA that has been very aggressive for a short time and possibly it's caused by nutrition deficiencies, then it's reversible, right? But if it's something else, then maybe you need to address it differently, right? Like again, everything is possible. You just need to address the main cause of your hair loss. Yes, regarding sharing or posting afterwards, I will do that. I will edit the silent moments and I will repost this live stream after a few days. Will building muscle affect here? No, it won't, right? As long as you don't take any supplements that can spike DHT or those kind of things, then it's fine. It should not be a problem. Like I have been doing building muscles myself in the past. I don't do it that anymore. Nowadays I just do fitness, but when I was doing it in the past, it was not a problem. There was no issues regarding hair loss. Question about no inflammation, no separate dermatitis, what I do now. Yeah, basically you need to stimulate hair regrowth somehow. Like in my case, I did it with minoxidil microneedling, so it can be a possible way to address hair regrowth as well. So how long has it been since your hair grow back? It has been since 2014, basically. Like I started with minoxidil and microneedling in 2013, in the beginning of 2013, and I started to see first results in November 2013. And from 2013, I was quite happy with my hair and it just keep progressing. So it has been like a full set of hair since 2013. So. Can you show us here wet and different angles and lighting? Yes, I have made videos about it previously. So if you do check other videos and possibly use the search function in my YouTube channel, you can find those videos. And I have taken my hair on outside. And I also have taken them how they look like when they're wet, how they look like my skin look like when it's closed up, zoomed in. So just check and search them up, so they are on the YouTube. So. Does PRP really work with pattern baldness, with diffuse pattern, coordinating using minoxidil, finasteride tablets? Like PRP it's a growth stimulant, right? And again, it can work. For some, it has very good results. For most guys, it doesn't work that well, but for some, it can be optional. So if you haven't got results from minoxidil and finasteride, so maybe PRP could be a possible thing to look into. I personally think that most likely you need to address your hair loss from even more different angles to make sure that there is nothing that could be a possible problem. But PRP can be option, right? Hey Alex, love your videos and they are very informative. Thank you. Does finasteride work on diffuse thinning better than on other types of balding? Yes, finasteride, like from my experience, finasteride works well on all types of hair loss as long as you know what is kind of main causes, as long as there is nothing else like inflammation or dermatitis or allergies or different other things like diet or nutrition deficiencies, then finasteride will most likely work on all kind of hair loss or types of hair loss. But the thing with diffuse thinning is that the hair are still there, right? It's just diffused, fouled out, right? It's like in my case, my situation back in 2008 was very bad, right? I had very diffused hair loss pattern, but I still had hair around the scalp, right? And as long as there are still hair around the scalp, then one can get results, right? And this is what happened to me, right? All right. Do you suffer from any side effects from finasteride? No, I didn't. It went well. I never had any issues. Let's see, next one. My shed takes longer than expected, nearly 4 months from now. That's too long, right? That means basically there is something wrong. It needs to be addressed and find out what it is. Again, it can be some kind of scalp problems. It can be nutrition deficiencies, maybe something else that is causing a problem. Because 4 months into the treatment, you should not be having shed that far into it. Any advice for avoiding side effects of finasteride? Like again, depends on what kind of side effects you are having, and like one way possibly like to look into is do microdosing, right? Like I showed in the beginning of the live stream, is that finasteride do work even on small amounts, like even 0.05 mg, it can still block DHT. So maybe it could be a possible solution for you as well to look into of microdosing it. So. Or applying it topically, right? It could be other option. Let's see how to grow baby hairs, basically by growth stimulation, right? This is how I did. So, Dutasteride 0.5 is working, please reply. Yes, I did take Dutasteride pills back in 2011 and I was taking 0.5 as our dart and it did work well. I was taking it every other day for around 4 months. Do you think too much sugar, salt, and fat in the diet is bad for hair? Yes, it is, definitely. Do you prefer finasteride or dutasteride? And is that alone enough, or do you need more supplements? Like supplements will most likely make your hair treatment more perfect, right? Like if you want to have as good results as possible, you need to take some kind of supplements. It won't be enough just with blocking DHT. And the other thing is that the reason I prefer finasteride is that you can easily microdose it. Right, it's a hard pill that you can cut in the smaller pieces, and it's more easy to microdose it. With dutasteride, it's soft gel pills that you cannot cut it, right? So you basically end up taking all pill at once, and that's why I don't like it that much as finasteride, right? Plus side effect profile from dutasteride, and it also stays much longer in your system. So those are kind of things that turns that I don't want to take it, and I prefer finasteride. So let's see. So yes, guys, this is basically all questions I will address today. As I mentioned before, check out the bonuses that I added in the chat box. All right. Once again, I can post them so you make sure that you actually do remember to check them out. This was the first bonus, how to do dry brushing, and here is a bonus regarding inflammation that I think can be very useful for some of you guys who have inflammatory issues. And the other thing is for you guys who do want to know more about my program, here's a link to schedule a call to join it. And as I mentioned before, it is a program that addresses hair loss from all those possible angles, right? So if you have tried different treatments like finasteride or minoxidil or a combination of them or microneedling, and you still are not able to get results, then possibly my program can be something for you and help you down this journey. Okay, guys, thanks for attending, and we speak next time.
Hey, it's Alex, and if you did find my content valuable, you need to check out the training videos that I have made. And basically it will show you my personal journey of stopping my hair loss and getting full set of hair without doing any investing methods, and it also will show you how I was able to help other guys do the same. And you can find the link below this video in the description text, and basically it will help you to avoid wasting your time and energy on hair loss treatments that just don't work. And over the years I have seen so many guys who try different methods and different treatments and they don't get results and they kind of give up solving their hair loss issue, and I don't want you to be one of those guys. Also, if you do enjoy my content, subscribe to my channel because I upload 3 new videos every single week, and I also hold a live stream every other week where you can ask your hair related questions and get answers them live, plus I give away bonuses for subscribers who attend live streams live. Thanks for watching and see you on the next video.